Part 1. You are closer to a different life than you think. Hi everyone, welcome back to English Rise. If you enjoy improving your English while going deep into your inner world, take a comfortable position, listen carefully, and let this message sink in. Let's begin. Many people think that life changes only through big events. A lottery win, a new country, a dream job, a miracle opportunity. Because of this, they wait. They wait for something huge from outside, and they ignore the quiet power they already have inside. The power of choice. A different life is not only 1 year away, one certification away, one external success away. Often it is one decision away, not a magical decision, a real one. A decision that changes how you show up every day. You are much closer to a different version of your life than you think. The distance between who you are today and who you could become is not made of kilometers. It is made of choices. Part 2. Why we underestimate our choices. If choices are so powerful, why do we treat them as small things? There are a few reasons. First, many choices feel ordinary. What time you go to sleep, whether you open your phone or your book, whether you speak or stay silent, whether you practice English today or not. They do not look important. No music plays in the background. No one is watching. Second, we love to blame circumstances. It is much easier to say, my country, the economy, my family, my boss, my age, my past. When you focus only on circumstances, you feel less guilty, but you also feel less powerful. Third, we confuse choice with control. You cannot control everything. You cannot control who will like you, what the market will do, what your parents did, what happened in your childhood, or every detail of your health. But inside all of that, you still have choices. How you respond, where you put your attention, what you practice, what you tolerate from yourself. When you say, I had no choice, you often mean, I had no perfect, comfortable, risk-free option. In real life, you almost always have some kind of choice, maybe not about the situation, but about your direction. Part 3. The hidden cost of not deciding. People think that if they do not decide, nothing happens. That is not true. Not choosing is also a choice. When you do not decide to leave a job that is slowly killing your energy, you are deciding to stay in it. When you do not decide to take your English seriously, you are deciding to keep the same opportunities you have today. When you do not decide to end a toxic habit or a destructive relationship, you are deciding to keep giving your future to that pattern. Silence is a decision. Delay is a decision. Avoidance is a decision. Life does not wait for you to be ready. Time keeps moving while you are undecided. Every day you repeat a situation without choosing, you're voting for that situation to continue. Part 4. One decision that divides before and after. Think about some people you admire. If you ask them about their story, many can point to one decision that changed everything. The moment they decided to stop drinking, move to a different city, start a business, leave a destructive relationship, begin therapy, study seriously, take English from one day to now. From the outside, that moment might look normal. They were just sitting in a room, maybe walking on a street, maybe having a conversation. But inside, something clear happened. A line was drawn. Before this decision, life followed one script. After this decision, a different script began. Not in 1 second, not with magic, but step by step from that new direction. The decision did not fix everything immediately, but it changed what was possible. It changed which doors they would try to open, which habits they would build, which people would enter their life. Your story also has these turning points. Maybe you already made some. Maybe there is a new one waiting for you now. Part 5. The decisions you are avoiding in your English. Let us bring this to your English journey. You probably say, I want to be fluent. I want to feel free. I want international opportunities. One day. But the real question is, what is the one decision you are still avoiding? Maybe you have not yet decided that English is not just a dream, not just a nice idea, but a non-negotiable priority. Deciding this does not mean studying 8 hours a day. It means you no longer treat English like an optional hobby. You organize your week around at least some daily contact. You protect time for it like you protect work or family. Maybe the decision you are avoiding is, I will stop being only a listener and I will become a speaker starting now. That decision would change how you study, what you focus on, how you feel in meetings, what you do when you are alone. It might mean speaking alone every day, even if you feel ridiculous. Asking questions in meetings, even if your heart is fast. Joining a conversation group, even if you feel shy. You can watch 100 videos about English. Nothing truly changes until you make one clear decision about how you will live with this language. Part 6. The fear behind big decisions. If one decision can change your life, why do we resist it so much? Because big decisions wake up big fears. Fear of regret, fear of responsibility, fear of failure, fear of judgment. When you decide clearly, you lose your favorite illusion. The illusion that you could do everything without ever choosing. You like to think, I could become this. I could become that. Maybe I will travel. Maybe I will start a business. Maybe I will become fluent. It is a warm fantasy. A big decision kills some of those fantasies. If you choose one direction, you must accept that you will not walk all the other possible directions. If you decide, I will really focus on English for the next 2 years, you are also deciding, there are other things I will not give my full energy to right now. Real freedom is not the absence of limits. Real freedom is the power to choose your limits on purpose. This is scary, because now, if things do not change, you cannot say, I never had the chance. You will know. I had a chance. I chose. I am responsible for at least part of this story. That level of responsibility is heavy, but without it, your life stays small. Part 7. How one decision works in real life. Let us make this very concrete. Imagine you decide, for the next 12 months, I will live like someone who truly prioritizes English. Not just in your mind, in your calendar. How could that look? You choose a daily minimum. For example, 20 minutes a day of real contact, not scrolling, not subtitles in your language. Real contact. You add 2 or 3 weekly actions. For example, 1 conversation per week, 1 writing practice, 1 focused listening session. You also decide, I will speak in every meeting at least once, even a small sentence. This decision does not guarantee instant fluency, but it guarantees something much more powerful. That your future with English will not be an accident. It will be the natural result of a direction you chose and repeated. 12 months later, maybe you are not perfect, but you feel much more comfortable. You are less afraid to speak. You understand more. You participate more. And you know exactly why. Because of one decision that changed your daily pattern. One decision that divided your story into before I truly committed and after I truly committed. Part 8. Choices you cannot outsource. There are parts of your life that others can influence. Friends can support you. Teachers can guide you. Family can encourage or discourage you. Circumstances can make things easier or harder. But some choices are so personal that nobody can make them for you. No one can decide for you that your health matters. No one can decide for you that your mind deserves peace. No one can decide for you that English will be more than a wish. They can talk. They can advise. They can beg you. They can pressure you. In the end, your feet move because of your decision. Waiting for someone else to decide your life is a guaranteed way to feel empty later. You may be angry at others now, but in the future, you will be mostly angry with yourself for giving away the power to choose. Part 9. A simple practice to honor the power of choice. Let us create a small exercise you can actually use. Today, take a quiet moment. Ask yourself slowly, in which area of my life am I clearly avoiding a decision that I already know I need to make? Do not rush. Let the answer come. It might be your work, your health, your relationships, your use of time, your English. Then ask, what would a clear, honest decision in this area look like for me now? Not perfect, not dramatic, honest. Write one sentence that begins with, from today, I decide that. For example, from today, I decide that I will practice English at least 20 minutes every day for the next 90 days. Or, from today, I decide that I will not stay in this situation without actively working on a plan to change it. Then, choose one small action that proves this decision is real. Make the call, send the email, schedule the practice, say the sentence in the meeting, throw away what you need to stop using, cancel what you need to cancel. The action does not need to be big. It just needs to be clear. Your nervous system needs to feel. Something actually shifted. That is how a decision moves from your head into your life. Part 10. Who you become when you respect your power to choose. In the end, this is not only about better English, a better job, or a better lifestyle. It is about the type of relationship you have with yourself. When you treat your choices as small and unimportant, you send yourself this message. I am a passenger here. Life drives me. I just react. When you start to respect the power of choice, you send a different message. I am not in control of everything, but I am not helpless. I can choose how I respond. I can choose the direction I walk. I can choose what I repeat every day. Little by little, you become someone who trusts their own word, feels less like a victim, feels more aligned with their values, looks back and sees clear turning points they are proud of. With English, you stop saying, one day, I hope, and you start living. Today, I decided. One decision will not magically fix your life, but one decision can absolutely change the path you are walking on, and therefore, change the life you are slowly creating. Part 11. Choosing again, even after years of bad choices. There is one last truth you need to hear about choice. Many people do not decide today because they are ashamed of what they did yesterday. They think, I already wasted so many years. I already missed so many chances. I already made so many bad decisions. What is the point now? So they continue in the same direction, not because they truly want it, but because they feel they no longer deserve a better one. If this is you, listen carefully. The power of choice does not expire. As long as you are alive and conscious, you can choose again. You cannot go back and erase the past. You cannot become the person you would be if you had started at 15, at 20, at 30. But you can become the person who finally woke up at this age, with this story, with these scars, and decided, the next chapter will not be a copy of the last one. Maybe I start later than I wish, but I am still starting. I will not use my past as an excuse to abandon my future. With English, it might sound like this. Yes, I avoided speaking for years. Yes, I postponed serious practice. Yes, I said one day too many times. And now, I choose differently. I choose to be a beginner again, even if I think I should already be advanced. I choose to feel awkward instead of hiding. I choose to build what I did not build before. When you do this, you are not only learning a language, you are rewriting how you see yourself. From someone who says, "It is too late. I am a victim of my old choices," to someone who says, "I am not proud of everything I did, but I will not let that stop me from choosing better now." That quiet shift is one of the most powerful decisions you can ever make. You have reached the end of the power of choice. One decision can change your life. Here on English Rise, you walked through how close you really are to a different life, why we underestimate daily choices and overestimate circumstances, the hidden cost of not deciding, the way one clear decision can divide your story into before and after, the decisions you are avoiding in your English journey, the fear and responsibility behind big decisions, how a real decision looks in practice inside your calendar, the choices no one can make for you, a simple exercise to honor your own power, and finally, the possibility of choosing again even after years of delay or regret. You saw that choice is not magic. It does not control everything, but it does control something essential: your direction, your habits, your effort, your relationship with your own life. From now on, when you feel tempted to say, "I have no choice. This is just my life. It is too late," pause and answer yourself, calmly and honestly. I may not control the whole story, but I still hold the pen in my hand. I can still choose what I do with this day, with this hour, with this moment. I will use that power with more awareness in my English and in the person I am slowly choosing to become. See you in the next video.